Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Hope you're swell, swell, swell. Hope you're great, great, great. Doing great, I'm doing nice, I'm doing nice, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. I was thinking about, because I saw this video, this guy proposed to his girl, and he got her this ring, man. Oh my god. Because he talked to her friend, because he was planning this secret proposal movie sort of thing. So he was like scheming behind the scenes with her friends to find out what sort of ring she wants and all these sort of things. And she's like, oh, she doesn't want that sort of diamond. She wants this sort of diamond. It mustn't be this shape. It must be that shape and made by this brand. I'm like, what the? It just got me thinking about the pros and cons of getting into a relationship when you're broke versus when you have when you have money, when you're more financially stable. Because I do think there's so much beauty in getting with someone when you don't have a lot of resources and you don't have a lot of money, because you can build together and figure things out together. And I think that probably is the best model, to be honest. It makes sense why that would work, because you really develop a strong appreciation for each other and you become stronger together, right? Right now, where I'm at in life, I don't know any girl that I think about in that way. So I'm open to it, this idea of getting into a relationship. I just think it's a tough sell because I'm a YouTuber and I'm still figuring things out, right? So I think most women would want to know that, yeah, personality and vibes and love, all that sort of stuff is nice, but I think realistically, for someone who's also thinking about getting married in the future, they want to know that you have it together. So if I was to meet someone that is okay with where I'm at right now and is willing to wait it out with their faith things will work out, that's great. That's amazing. But right now, I don't know anyone that I personally like and want to pursue in that way. So I'm kind of in the mode of, let me just work on myself, build, and it'd be nice if I meet someone and I am already financially stable, because that means you can take her out regularly without worrying about your budget and the finances, like all this sort of stuff, and you can. You don't want to lead with your money. You don't want to spoil her or like. I don't know if you can spoil a good girl. I think she'll notice that you're doing too much and probably let you know or be turned off by it. But yeah, you don't want to like lean on your money, obviously. Like, you want to be someone. Well, nothing's obvious. I'm not using the word obviously. You don't want to do these things. You want to have character and lead with your personality, but money definitely helps, right? It makes things so much better, and it gives you a lot more freedom and all these sort of things. So it would be nice to meet someone at a point where I'm financially stable and I can really cater for all sorts of nice experiences and all that sort of stuff. I think it'd just be more fun. That dating period before we get engaged and all this sort of stuff, that dating period, I think it would be a lot more fun if I'm doing well financially, right? And then things like thinking about the ring and the wedding and what home are you gonna get and all this sort of stuff afterwards, children. I don't want to be stressed out about that. I want to be like, yeah, I'm good. I can handle that. So I was thinking about that. I'm good at waiting however many years. I'm 24 right now, Hey man, I know people that got married at 38, 39. Took them a while, but they finally figured it. I don't know if I want to get married at 30. I don't know if I want to wait that long. But you know what? If it takes that long, it takes that long. Mm, again, I'm open to any point in time. I'm open to right now if it makes sense. I'm just at a point where I'm like, I'm willing to wait 10 years if need be. I don't mind. It doesn't sound crazy to me, this idea of me getting married at 34, for example. I'm like, man, that's okay. I don't mind waiting until then. I'd rather get married sooner than that, but I like the idea of building wealth and being able to really take care of her and eventually our children. I like it. And I can get her the ring she wants, and I can, I can go all out. I can really go all out. I like that idea. So, who knows what the future holds? Hmm. I don't know. But I'm open to whatever, man. I'm open. Uh, in other news, I was thinking about. Oh my gosh, man! I was thinking this was. Sometimes I argue with myself, and I don't argue, but I actually do. But that's not what I was doing last night. I just vent out loud, like I speak out loud, and I just have this monologue where I'm just venting. And I was just thinking about, because I was looking at my PS5, and I was thinking about PlayStation, the brand. I was thinking about the PlayStation Portal and how stupid of a device that thing is. It doesn't make any sense. Think about this, right? This is the same company that invented the PSP, and they come up with this device, this handheld device. Get this, it streams games, but it does not have any games of its own. It just exists to play games that you already own on your PS5, just on another screen. It doesn't have any real capabilities of its own. It's streaming. It's just mirroring, basically. And all it is basically just a second screen. So they built a handheld device that could have been a PSP, but they're like, we'll just make it a streaming device. Who thinks of these things? Who sits in these buildings and is like, this is a great idea? Oh my god. Why haven't they come up with a new handheld device? It's a slam dunk. Do you know how popular it would be? Do you know how many people are craving that? Do you know how many people miss the days of the PSP era? If you did it right, you'd be rewarded handsome. You'd make billions. But for whatever reason, look, I know why. I know the reason. Like, the people that lead these companies, so who's the president of PlayStation right now? This Google. Current president of PlayStation. Herman Hulst. At least president of PlayStation America or PlayStation SIE, so Sony Interactive Entertainment. No, well, Nishino Hideaki is responsible for technology, products, and service, and platform experience. So these two guys. My question is, what's their background? What's their history with gaming? How entrenched are they in nerd culture? How passionate are they about this nerd culture and all these sort of things? Because to me, it seems like they get a bunch of guys who are good at business, maybe. Even that I'm not so sure about. But they don't care about, no, look. They might be good if you put them in some other sector. So maybe if you get them to market insurance or whatever, maybe they might be good at that. I don't know what their passions are. I don't know if their passions are gaming. Because there are certain things you'd think that any logical person who understands gamers, who understands games, would you'd think they'd find it so obvious to make certain choices, certain decisions, but they never do. And you're like, why? Oh, it's because they don't think the way you do. They're not actually gamers. You need nerds at the forefront of these companies. And a great example of this is Reggie Fils-Aimé. Shout out to Reggie, man. He was the president of Nintendo of America, so Nintendo's American branch. He was president of Nintendo in America. And under his tenure, he got things like the Wii. That was wildly successful in the Nintendo DS and all these other things, 3DS. And the Switch the Switch came out under his tenure, but it really realized its full potential after he left. But he was largely responsible for a lot of its development and marketing. Shout out Reggie Fils-Aimé. He's a G. And I remember when he retired, how everyone was sad and were like, so he was being celebrated because he had such a great legacy. And I read part of his biography, I believe. He wrote a book, and I think I read part of it. And he was talking about his background. He has a background in gaming. You know, he did exist in the corporate world. I think he worked for like Coca-Cola and some other brands, and eventually ventured into Nintendo. But he was a nerd at heart, and therefore he understood the culture he was interacting with, and he made decisions that made sense. You know, he had a weird moment with the Wii U. When you're the president of a company, you take blame for everything. That's just what it means to be a leader. You don't pass the buck. You embrace the wins along with the losses. So the Wii U was a sketchy game, but you know, you can't have 100% hit rate. But no. Ultimately, his legacy was phenomenal, and when people were genuinely sad when he left, and he celebrated. This Herman Hulst guy, if he leaves today, no one's gonna bat an eyelid, man. The question is, who's gonna replace him? Because the person before him was Sean Layden, and he also, he's nothing to behold either. And this is the first I'm hearing of this other guy. What's his name? Nishino Hideaki. You know, the Japanese is backwards, so surname first and then first name, so Hideaki Nishino. Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about him. But he's not doing a great job either, because look at the state of PlayStation. Look at the state of this company, man. Damn. And these guys, what's their legacy going to be? Their legacy is going to be a downturn in sales. It's going to be failed launches. You think about things like Concord. They spent $400 million in developing it, marketing it, all that sort of stuff, only for it to flop, be one of the worst failures in PlayStation history. And other games they've put out, Forspoken and all these other titles that flopped. And you wonder what's happening at PlayStation. This is not the PlayStation they grew up on. What's happening? They're employing dorks, dude, who don't know anything about what they're doing. Because I was thinking about this, right? I was looking at the PlayStation Portal, and I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? What the hell is this? Listen, guys, PlayStation had a legitimate handheld console that had a great selection of games. Oh my god. Take my money, please. I have not thought twice about, not once, not twice. I haven't thought once about buying the PlayStation 4. I would never get that in a million years. It served no purpose for me. Right? Some people might want it because, I don't know, they want to play their PS5 games on the go, whatever. I don't care. I barely use my PS5. Why the hell would I use that? I think I'll take money from Concord from all these failed projects that they've been putting out. And we're PlayStation. We have the highest selling console of all time in the form of the PS2. The PS3 sold extremely well. The PS4 sold extremely well. The PS5 is selling well as well, despite all the flops. We should have something to show for it, right? We should be able to flex a little bit and be like, let's develop a handheld. I don't know why they haven't. Maybe they'll say that we don't have enough money. I don't know what the excuse would be. Maybe they think people don't want that. Which again goes to show how detached they are from the audience. Like, who are you hanging around that makes you think people don't want a PSP, like a successor to that? Are you on crack? Are you on cocaine? Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? You must be. You must be. That's the only explanation. So what I'll do is take all that money that they're wasting, develop something that's not that nonsense called the PlayStation Portal, give it actual hardware that allows us to play games. So maybe we take a page out of the Nintendo Switch's book, but also develop on some of its weaknesses, because it gets criticized for not being a very strong machine in terms of its hardware capabilities. Like, so it has like a 720p panel, 30 frames per second, stuff like that. So we'll say full HD 1080p, 60 frames per second, more RAM, just more processing power, so that we can increase the capability. So akin to something like a Steam Deck, something like a Steam Deck, but with the fun appeal of a Nintendo Switch. I don't know. No one does Nintendo like Nintendo, so we don't necessarily have to try and match that. But keep it classy, keep it sleek, what PlayStation is known for, and then focus on the games, because PlayStation has always been known for having sick exclusives. The PS5, that's not the case with the PS5, but it's been out for like 4 years now. The selection looks terrible right now. What do they have? What, Spider-Man 2? I didn't like Spider-Man 2, to be honest. I know a lot of people did like it. Me personally, I thought it was it trash? I thought the gameplay was great. I just didn't like the story. Overall, I was just like very disappointed, right? I was very frustrated playing that game, because the gameplay was cool, but the story was so like awful to me. People might have a different opinion, and if you had fun, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you had fun. I didn't. So I really don't know, like, what do they have? Returnal? I tried playing Returnal. It didn't really grip me personally. Maybe I need to play more of it. I don't know. It's not doing anything for me. What do they have? Like, God of War Ragnarok is available on the PS4, so it's not really a PS5 exclusive, and it's available on PC. None of these games are like exclusive to PS5. Like, so it really doesn't, like, the PS5 really doesn't have any exclusives. It's actually insane to think about. Anyway, PlayStation is what used to be known for sick exclusives. So what I'll do is create this handheld and just take you wasted $400 million in Concord. Take that $400 million, break it up into like $10 million portions, and find small indie devs, like small teams, and say, you develop something for us. We're gonna retain the property rights, of course. Like, this will be our exclusive property, and it'll be exclusive to this platform, this PSP we're making. I don't know why some of these games have these insane budgets of $100 million plus. I think it's unconscionable. I don't even think it makes sense, because what marketing are you spending? I remember seeing a God of War billboard. Like, here in South Africa, seeing God of War billboards, I'm like, this is a waste of money. In the age of social media, you don't need to be doing all this. Honestly, when you're PlayStation and you have a YouTube channel with millions and millions of subscribers, how about you have a media campaign where you're spending a fraction of the price of the cost of the money that you'd be spending, like putting billboards up and doing all these stupid ads on TV and whatever else you're doing. Just utilize the reach you already have. And then also, word of mouth is a real thing when you're a brand as big as PlayStation. Trust me, people expect you people look forward to what you have to offer. So I wouldn't spend that much on marketing. I've used the cultural capital we've already built to market, use the YouTube channel we've already built to market, and just put out good videos, good content. Work with streamers, maybe people can promote stuff for us in that way. Even then, you have to be careful how much you spend on those people. You don't want to overspend on marketing because there's easy ways to promote yourself in this social media era without spending it doesn't make sense, dude, that these games cost $100+ million, and then you look at the final product and it's absolute trash. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? The same thing is happening in the film industry. You really wonder, how does it make sense that movies like Ant-Man, Quantumania, and whatnot cost unbelievable amounts of money to make? Alright. Yeah, let's do Ant-Man. Budgets. 3.0. Oh my god. So one source says 388.4 million, another one says 326. It doesn't matter. It's too much. So pre-production and filming 194 million, already too much. I don't know why this nonsense movie costs 194 million to make. Post-production 131, too much. Production staff 20 million. So obviously a lot of that is marketing, and post-production. I don't know why post-production costs, because look, you think about movies like Godzilla -1. So let's say Godzilla -1, which is an excellent movie, which looked phenomenal, which everyone loved. Godzilla -1 budget. Between 10 to 15 million dollars. Please watch. Don't watch Ant-Man. I mean, if you're really dedicated to the research, watch Ant-Man Quantumania and then watch Godzilla -1. And tell me which movie looks better, which movie is better, and then tell me which one you think cost more. You'd never in a million years say Ant-Man costs more money. You'd say Godzilla costs more money because it just looks so good and it's just is so good. No. Ant-Man Quantumania cost 30 times the amount. This is insane. Almost 40 times if you're to believe one of the figures. Because the one said 388 million. One said 325. The other one said 388. But if you believe the 388 and Godzilla cost 10 to 15, that's almost 4 times. 40. Oh. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Cost only 40 times the amount. It means mismanagement of funds is afoot. That's what's going on. People are mismanaging the money. And you need to fire these people. Fire them all. Start again, man. So that's why I'm just, when I hear that games are costing 100 million plus to make, I'm like, y'all are wasting money. Because a game as trash as Concord that no one liked, no one wanted it. How did that cost 400 million plus to put out? That doesn't make any sense, dude. So I would take that 400 million plus and then find teams or divide that money up into $10 million portions. Maybe if I want a super polished AAA style title, maybe you get 20 million. Maybe 30. I don't know. That's too much money, man. No, make it work. 20 million max if I really want something breathtaking. And it better be breathtaking too. You better make it work because you're not spending that much money on the game. But yeah, 10 million. And that's a lot. That's already a lot. That might be too much. 10 million might be too much. I might be falling prey to this mentality as well. Because if you think about it, it's a handheld, right? So you think about the sort of games that are on handhelds. It doesn't have to be the most visually impressive game. I mean, look, you can have that. but people want like visually please, like aesthetically, like it doesn't have to be graphically intensive and all these things, but aesthetically it's beautiful to look at, right? Like it's got a nice art style and things like that. You don't need a lot of money to produce stuff like that. You can use existing technology that doesn't strain hardware, so you don't have to pay that much. And there's games like Stardew Valley, for example, that are wildly popular. I think it was developed by like Valley developer. Was one guy. It was one man. He developed it in his house. Just one guy in his house made Stardew Valley. It was a wildly popular game. And I guarantee you the budget for that game wasn't $10 million. I want to throw this phone at the wall, bro. The way people are wasting money. Oh, the way they're wasting cash. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. You get 10 million, you get 10 million, you get 10 million. Make it work. Some of y'all gonna get 5. Some of y'all gonna get 5. And these games better be good. I don't want to hear it. They better be good. You better perform magic. Because we're paying for that. And if you don't meet expectations, you're getting sacked. You have to be strict, man, because oh my god, man, what's happening to this company? Oh, bro, I would fire people so quickly. I'm getting pissed just thinking about it, man. People are taking the piss. Like, word, you're not here to play. Work hard. Give us results, man. How do you get $400 million and you put up nonsense like Concord? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. You can't do it. That would be witchcraft trying to make that make sense. We'd have platformers. A game like Astrobot, because they've got like 3 Astrobot titles at this point. I think they had the Astrobot demo. It's not a demo, it's a full-on game. I think that came with the PS5, and then I think there was like a dedicated Astrobot title, and then there's another Astrobot game that came out. The old dedicated Astrobot title. I think there's 3 of them, right? Those would be like, that just is the perfect candidate for a handheld experience. I'd put that on a handheld and other games like it. Just make it a super platformer console. Bring back Sly Cooper. Put that on the handheld. Siphon Filter. Put that on the handheld. A Dino Crisis remake, maybe. Put that on the handheld. There's so many things. You make a new fighting game, a new fighter. Put that on the handheld. You just get a bunch of simulators, get a bunch of platformers, get a bunch of racing games. Put it on the handheld. You launch with 20 games. What is this absolute nonsense of launching with 2 games? And then every year you have 1 new game. Oh, let me not take it on you. It's not your fault. It's not you, dude. It's these clowns at PlayStation. Launch with 20 plus games. It's possible. These people have convinced us that these things are just far-fetched. It's not possible. Nonsense. It's just complete utter incompetence and mismanagement. You got clowns running the show. Oh God, man. I was just thinking about this last night and just getting heated. I was just like, shout out Reggie Fils-Aimé. I talked about him. He was the former president of Nintendo of America. He did a great job. Look at the Nintendo Switch. That was him. That started under him, and it came out under him, and look what it became. Oof. Wildly successful. He understood, man. He got it. With Nintendo, they have a Nintendo museum. I think the president of Nintendo in Japan, that overall Nintendo, he was talking about how there's a museum that all employees are required to go to and walk through and then learn about the history of the company and the cult. So you can learn, like, who are we, what do we do, what games have we made, where are we trying to go, what's our vision for the future. You learn all this by walking through that museum, and you also attend mandatory lectures where he gives a speech, like the president gives a speech, and you listen to him, and he tells you what his vision is and all these sort of things. So that people coming into the company don't come with these fancy ideas of how they're going to change Nintendo and reshape it in their image. You're coming to build upon a firm foundation, and if you don't contribute, you get fired, you get out. You're not here to change things, you're here to build on what's already been developed. And that's why they've been so consistent. Nintendo has been around since the late 1800s. You think I'm joking? Google when was Nintendo founded. 1890 something, 1898 or something like that. Let me Google it right now. When was Nintendo founded? 1889. September 23, 1889. Do you think you can keep a country like this running for 11 plus 25? It's not really. 11 plus 25 equals 36. 136 years? You think you can keep a company running for 136 years while being a clown? Clowns don't run companies for 136 years. They can't do it, the clowns. You have serious people in charge. That's how you get that to that point. People who know what they're doing, who are passionate about what they're doing, and are committed to what they're doing. So when you hear stories like Nintendo employees are forced to go to museums and attend lectures and stuff like that so that they understand the company's culture, it makes sense why they're so successful and why they've maintained this consistency through the many, many years of their existence. Yeah, it makes total sense. Meanwhile, PlayStation, I think what happened with PlayStation is you have founders who found the company, maybe they're passionate about this sort of stuff, but they get rich and they dip, and they let someone else take over, and the people they let take over don't share the same passion, don't share the same vision, and that's how you end up with nonsense like what we have now. The PlayStation, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. What the hell is that, man? What a monstrosity. Oh, what a joke. What a joke. I just get heated thinking about that piece of trash. Whose idea was that? Why didn't I make a thing like that? Anyway, honestly, with the right people in charge, PlayStation could be rich. Like, they're experiencing so many losses right now. Sad to see, man. Sad to see. They'll be unstoppable, man. Because if they have a PS5, like a mainline console like a PS5, and they also have a killer handheld that competes with the likes of the Nintendo Switch, who would talk to them? No one. They'll be unstoppable because they have these two consoles that are exceptional. But unfortunately, you've got a bunch of asshats running the show. Oh well. Oh well. This is why I love to get into the video game space, make my own video games, and contribute in whatever way I can. Because I see stuff like this and it just gets me so vexed. And I'm just convinced that I'll do a way better job than these clowns. But anyway, some of these things are easier said than done. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let me calm down. But yeah, just as a fan, it's just because I grew up on PlayStation. It's so frustrating to see, man. It's so frustrating because you're aware of the potential of the company. They keep missing slam dunks. It should be it's such an easy layup, and they keep missing. If you think about the IP they're sitting on, all the IP they've built over the years that are just sitting in the cold, not being used, just sitting in storage somewhere. Like, why haven't they revisited that franchise? Why haven't we heard from that game in a while? I don't know, man. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd like to pray that I'm really dear Father God. Thank you for this individual watching this one. Whole and unique and guided on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person. Wonderful people in their life who love them, take care of them, bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage and sustaining the love and marriage and making very, very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with a spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life, and by giving thanks they can find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life, so that you're God, that you love them, and you're always going to be there for them. Good health and life and happiness. So this person we really care about. In my name we pray, in Jesus' name we pray, amen, amen, amen. In my name we pray, amen, amen, amen.